Hello folks, Everchanger here, and welcome back to more Pokemon Crystal. Last time, here in Azalea Town, we ousted Team Rocket from the depths of the Slowpoke well, and have returned all of the many Slowpoke to the overworld, where they belong. And I didn't mention it last time, but I love the music in the Slowpoke well. Just saying. Anyway, this time, we are going to be taking on the gym in Azalea Town, but first things first, I want to grab this white apricorn just because it's been a day, and therefore we can grab the white apricorn. Also, since it has been a day, we can head on in here, and Kurt has moved himself back over here to his, let's say, the standard position. Does the granddaughter say anything? No, she does not. Nothing new, at least. Ah, David, I just finished your ball. Here. And we receive the fastball. I explained what this does last episode, but in case anyone forgot, it makes Pokemon that are prone to fleeing easier to catch, which is very cool. Changed it in later games, but in this game, that's what it does. That turned out great. Try catching Pokemon with it. You know, just because we're here, I'm gonna give him this white apricorn as well. Although I'm not sure if we're gonna come back to get it. I think we'll still be in Azalea Town at the start of next episode, so we might be able to grab it. Not sure. Anyway, just gonna do that because we have the opportunity. Might as well do it. And let's head on into the gym. Yo, Challenger. Bugsy's young, but his knowledge of bug Pokemon is for real. It's gonna be tough without my advice. Let's see. Bug Pokemon don't like fire. The type that we can only get one Pokemon of at this point in the adventure, and only in Crystal. Cool. Flying-type moves are super effective too. Alright. Azalea Town Pokemon Gym. Let's get this started. And first things first, we have these two characters right here. Hi, are you challenging the leader? No way. This is the first instance of twins. Twins work differently in Generation 2 than they do in later games because there are no double battles here. Instead, they will send out their Pokemon one after the other. Now, fun fact. If we were to walk in front of May first instead of Amy, you would get different dialogue, and they would send out a different Pokemon first. So if you fight, well, not if you fight, if you walk up in front of Amy, they will send out Spinarak first. If you walk up to them on May's side, man, I cannot talk today, they will instead send out their other Pokemon first, which I believe is Ladybug, which is a really interesting little quirk with these characters that I feel like not a lot of people make a conscious note of. But yes, indeed, that is how this works. Anyway, String Shot fails there for some reason. Really strange. And as you can see, Zubat definitely carries its weight a lot better now that it has Bite. I know I've probably mentioned this like 1,000 times by this point, but man, Zubat gets so much better when it gets Bite. Just because Leech Life, and honestly Supersonic as well, are just garbage moves relative to anything else. So it's really nice having a Zubat with Bite. It allows it to carry its own weight. And of course, you hit Supersonic, like right off the bat. I have to use Supersonic like 18 dozen times before it's gonna work. Oh, this game. This game. Hi. Anyway, I hope everyone is enjoying the series so far. I'm doing my best to try and upload it once every weekday instead of Monday, Wednesday, Friday like in the past. I should mention that's probably not going to be permanent. It's probably only going to last for the summer, because once we get out of the summer, school is going to start back up, and then it's going to be a little rough to try and upload 5 times a week. We might try, but I'm just going to throw out there for anyone who's watching the series as it goes up that I'm going to try and upload it 5 times a week only during the summer, and then after that I'm really not sure. So just gonna get that information out there because I think it's pretty important for people who are invested, and I know there are some people who are quite invested. Important stuff for you all to know. Anyway, gonna continue on our little Bite crusade right here, because honestly that's the only thing of worth that our Zubat is capable of doing at the moment. I'd really like Zubat to evolve soon, but that's probably not going to happen for a while because I'm pretty sure Zubat evolves in the 20s. And as you can see, it's only level 15, so gonna have to wait a little while longer. Anyway, some of you might be wondering, I still only have 2 Pokemon on the team. Am I going to be getting more anytime soon? And the answer to that question is yes. We are going to be getting a new Pokemon possibly next episode even. Not sure, still have to plan out exactly the way I want to do things next episode, but there's a decent chance we're going to be getting a new team member next episode, so there's your hint, in case anyone wants to try and sleuth out what it is. Anyway, we've got a spinner right here. Bug Pokemon evolve young, so they get stronger that much faster. Alrighty. Now, I find it funny, I think we've heard the word young twice in this episode so far, and I just can't stop thinking about that opening line in the Xenoblade Chronicles 2 trailer, where the speaker is like, the story goes that then the world was young, and he says young like really British like, and like, I like that, but it's just kind of funny how I just always have that on the mind for just the most menial reasons. I guess you can tell I'm excited for that game. Anyway, they were definitely correct. Bug Pokemon definitely do evolve young, because we have a Beedrill right here. Might say it's only level 12, but Beedrill can actually be quite a scary force. Now, one thing worth noting, it just used Fury Attack right there, and the first hit was a critical hit. The second hit was not. That is because this was changed during the transition from Generation 1 to Generation 2. So in Generation 2, the critical chance is calculated for each hit individually. So if the first hit criticals, not all of them are necessarily guaranteed to critical. What is unfortunate is he just hit me 5 freaking times, which means he is guaranteed to knock me out with another use of Fury Attack. So we are going to be switching out to Croconaw. And yep, I was right, he was smart enough to see that he would have scored the knockout on that one. Now, okay, 4 times, that's not too bad, but I find that always, whenever the AI has like a really low chance of pulling off a crazy move against you, odds are it's gonna pull it off. I know the math says it won't, but it always feels like the game just sort of cheats on you. Always gonna get 4 or 5 hits on Fury Attack, always gonna land Supersonic. There's no math to actually suggest that the game actually has better odds than you. No code in the game suggests it. But honestly, I feel like it's almost cursed in a way, how you're always doomed to the mercy of the game. Anyway, right here we have Kakuna, which is much less of a threat than Beedrill, case in point right there, wowee. And down goes Bug Catcher Benny. Just evolving isn't enough. Alright, I think there's only one more trainer in this gym? Yeah, there is only one more trainer in this gym, so I think we are going to fight this guy. You saved all the Slowpoke? Whew, you're mighty. But my grown-up Pokemon are pretty tough too. Anyway, something right there I just noticed, which is another thing that I really like that they improved over Generation 1, is whenever a trainer spots you, your player character will actually turn and face whoever is challenging you, which is really nice. I always thought it was strange how in Generation 1 your character just stays facing in the direction they were facing. I don't know about you, but that doesn't look like trainers' eyes meeting. It just looks like another one spotting another one and running up all stalker style, so I'm really glad that they changed that in this one. It's purely cosmetic and really doesn't make that big of a difference, but I just like it. It's just a little extra layer of polish, as it were. And just as I started complaining about the computer getting lucky, this guy actually missed Poison Powder twice, so I guess I shouldn't count my chickens before they hatch. Ah, we beat you, haha. Alright, with that, as is customary by this point, I am going to go heal, and then we are going to challenge the leader. And we are back and fully healed and ready to go. So let's loop right around here, and the interesting thing about this gym leader, I think this is one of the only gym leaders in the series, in fact maybe the only gym leader in the series, to technically be a spinner. He will just look in random directions in the middle of the gym right here instead of staying facing forward. Not sure why that is. Also, this tree is completely not a centered sprite. That's interesting, I guess. Anyway, let's talk to him. I'm Bugsy. I never lose when it comes to bug Pokemon. My research is going to make me the authority on bug Pokemon. Let me demonstrate what I've learned from my studies. And we have this super awesome music again. Man, I just can't get over how awesome the music in Generation 2 is. It's crazy how amazing the soundtrack of this game is just for being on the Game Boy. I mean, I know that Generation 1 had some really iconic tracks, and I don't deny that, but I really honestly believe that this game blows Generation 1 out of the water when it comes to music. For more reasons than one that we were probably going to be getting into later. I might not consciously mention it, but anyone who's played this game before definitely knows what I'm talking about in that regard. Anyway, Zubat gets to level 16, which is very nice, doesn't learn anything new. And next up is SCYTHER. Also, I just completely forgot, I completely didn't go over Metapod's moveset. It's level 14, and it knows Tackle, String Shot, and Harden. The SCYTHER that's coming out really scares me, actually, so I'm going to switch over to Croconaw. It is level 16, and it knows Fury Cutter, Quick Attack, and Leer. So I think we are going to be maybe in a little bit of trouble, because Fury Cutter is an interesting move. It's basically a bug-type version of Rollout, as I understand it, because as it is consecutively used, its power will go up until it misses, and I think after 5 uses, its power actually sort of rolls over back to level 1, so it's going to start getting stronger and stronger and stronger, then it's going to drop down again and get stronger and stronger and stronger after that. Now, the nice thing about Fury Cutter is that it's slightly inaccurate. And when I say nice thing, I mean nice thing in regards to it being used against us, because if he misses, that counter gets reset immediately. So we really want to count on him missing. Although I think this water gun might take him out. Oh no, it was close. Very, very close. Also, you notice, the earlier gym leaders in this game do not use potions of any kind, from what I can tell. Very, very interesting stuff. I'm pretty sure that was changed in the remake. I know in the remake, one of Faulkner's Pokemon actually knew Roost, which is a healing move that is not in this game. And yeah, that was pretty devilish. Anyway, up next is Kakuna. We're going to switch back to Zubat for that. Kakuna is level 14, and it knows Poison Sting, String Shot, and Harden. So its damage output is pretty freaking low. And since Zubat is part poison, I'm pretty sure this thing is actually not capable of poisoning my Zubat. So I think Zubat's probably the best Pokemon to take this guy on with. Alright, gonna take 1 damage from that, so yeah, I think we've got this pretty much in the bag, which is really, really nice. I was kinda nervous about that SCYTHER, but it looks like Croconaw was definitely well fit to take it out. And we get a nice little critical hit for good measure. And Zubat gets another nice hefty chunk of experience, and we have defeated Leader Bugsy. Whoa, amazing. You're an expert on Pokemon. My research isn't complete yet. Okay, you win. Take this badge, and all of this money. Can't get over how awesome that little jingle is. Do you know the benefits of Hive Badge? If you have it, Pokemon up to level 30 will obey you, even traded ones. Pokemon that know Cut will be able to use it outside of battle, too. Here, I also want you to have this. And we get TM49, which I believe contains Fury Cutter. Are we correct about that? Yes. If you don't miss, it gets stronger every turn. The longer your battle goes, the better it gets. Isn't that great? I discovered it. Very cool. Now, funny little bit of controversy right here. There's a bit of a debate whether or not Bugsy is a boy or a girl, based on the, we'll say, ambiguity of his official art, but I can assure you he is a he in terms of the canon of the series, so yeah, that's that settled. Well done, that was a great clash of talented young trainers. There's that word again, young. With people like you, the future of Pokemon is bright. I always love that line. It's one of those lines I always remember about the game. Azalea Town Pokemon Gym, leader Bugsy, winning trainers David. Now, one thing I'm not sure why this is, but it would seem that the leader Bugsy line is only added after we defeat him. That's really, really strange. I'm not sure why that is. Anyway, this might sound a little crazy, but I recommend healing pretty much immediately after that gym. I know it's just standard practice regardless, but here I'm going to stress it even further, because there's something around here that you might wander into and you want to be prepared for it, so I'm going to go heal real quick. Alrighty, now that we have all healed, I could end things off, but instead I want to wander over this way for one last thing we can do in Azalea Town. And anyone who has not played this game before might not exactly expect what it is. Tell me something. Is it true that Team Rocket has returned? What? You beat them? Quit lying. You're not joking? Then let's see how good you are. And again with the awesome music. This is the official introduction of the name Silver wants to battle. Yeah, we named him way back in New Barktown, but this is the first time we actually get to see it in action. Silver is going to start out with a Ghastly, which is level 12 and has the moves Hypnosis, Lick, and Spite. All of these moves are really interesting. Hypnosis is a very accurate sleep enforcing what? Okay. Might as well keep going over this. Hypnosis enforces sleep, which can be a little scary. Lick is a ghost-type move that has a chance of inflicting paralysis of all things. And Spite is a move that I believe reduces the power points of the move that you just used on the user of Spite by a random number between like 1 and 4 or something like that. Anyway, as you can see, the AI is a little smarter in this game. It is actually prone to withdrawing and switching out Pokémon, which Silver is doing right here. He is going to send out his Bayleaf pretty much immediately, which is interesting. This Bayleaf is level 16 and knows the moves Growl, Razor Leaf, which it's using right here, Reflect, and Poison Powder. Reflect is an interesting move that will cause certain types of moves to be reduced in power on the side that Reflect is used on, which is really, really interesting. Anyway, if the player chose Cyndaquil as their starter, you would instead be facing off against a Croconaw, level 16, with the moves Scratch, Leer, Rage, and Water Gun. If you chose Chikorita, you would instead see Quilava, level 16, with the moves Tackle, Leer, Smokescreen, and Ember. Definitely worth keeping in mind. Anyway, Zubat's Leech Life is actually pulling weight right here, because one of the few types that it's actually super effective on is actually Grass, which is really, really nice. So we're just going to keep spamming Leech Life right here. This is not how I expected this battle to start. I actually expected the battle to end this way, but I mean, I guess we'll take it. Razor Leaf really doesn't do much against Zubat because I'm pretty sure it's a quadruple resist. So, yeah. I don't think we have anything to worry about right here, although Silver might be prone to healing, I'm not sure. He is not, otherwise he would have done so right there. So we're going to take one more Razor Leaf, take a little bit of damage, and then use Leech Life, and down goes Bayleaf. It's really weird, Silver usually ends fights with his starter Pokemon, but here he chose to start a fight with one, which is really strange, and Zubat got a lot of experience with that. Wow. Anyway, he's going to bring his Ghastly back in, which I've already gone over, and I think 1 or maybe 2 bites will take this thing out. Also, I'm really impressed Hypnosis missed right there. Hypnosis, believe it or not, doesn't actually miss too terribly often. Anyway, there's Lick right there. We do not get paralyzed, which is really nice, and one more bite and down goes Ghastly. Very good, and Zubat gets level 17, which is very appreciated. Alright, next up is his own Zubat, and I think we're going to switch over to Croconaw, just because Zubat's, believe it or not, been carrying this fight up until now, so I think we should let Croconaw have a chance right here. Zubat is level 14, and it knows the moves Leech Life, Supersonic, and Bite. Gee, sound familiar? Yeah. That's pretty much the only set you're going to be running on Zubat at this point, and I think that might just be straight up the only moves it can get. So, yeah. Now, speaking of moves it can get, there are, believe it or not, a couple of AI trainers in this game that will actually use illegal Pokemon. There's only one that comes to mind, though. I may or may not remember to mention it, but it is a very, very important trainer that we are going to be facing at the climax of our adventure. He has a Pokemon that has an illegal move, which is definitely frustrating. Anyway, get a lot of experience for that, and we have defeated Silver. Huh, useless Pokemon. Listen, you only won because my Pokemon were weak. I hate the weak. Pokemon, trainers, it doesn't matter who or what. I'm going to be strong and wipe out the weak. That goes for Team Rocket too. They act big and tough in a group, but get them alone and they're weak. I hate them all. You stay out of my way. A weakling like you is only a distraction. Man, I think it's pretty driven home by this point that Silver is a very different rival from what you would expect from a Pokemon game. Even Blue in the original Pokemon games was kind of a jerk, but at least he had some sort of, like, I don't know, human side to him. Silver is very ruthless in his dialogue, and I see a lot of people online lamenting that we haven't seen a rival really like that since then. Not anyone who's really as cold-hearted as Silver is in such a raw form. It's really something that defines Pokemon Gold, Silver, and Crystal, and it's just something really cool about the game that I really, really like. How we have this guy who's just so cold-hearted and just straight-up mean, and yet I don't know what it is about it. Silver's just a really, really interesting character, and I hope you all see it as well. Anyway, I think with that, with this lady once again getting all up in our business for some reason, we are going to end things off here. So, this past episode of Pokemon Crystal, we defeated Bugsy of the Azalea Town Gym. Also, first town in a Pokemon game to have a gym. Very neat. And we earned the, that is not the trainer case, this is. We earned the Hive badge. There it is, spinning around. Very nice. And we also had a confrontation with Silver, which we won quite handily, I must say. I think Bugsy was actually more difficult. And next time on Pokemon Crystal, now that we are permitted to use Cut with the Hive badge, I think we are going to head out to the Ilex Forest again, and see if we might be able to make some progress. We also heard last time that the Charcoal Kiln's assistant was missing, which might also play into that. I don't know. So without further ado, thank you all for watching, and I will see you guys next time.